gonna go for a little test ride. This is my setup for the my little mini adventure bike. Plan to do the Smoky Mountain 500 here in a few months, so want to kind of test all my gear out. Probably noticing it's barely daylight. That's because I live in Georgia, and after about 9 o'clock it's already 85-90 degrees, so gonna kind of go ahead and get a little early morning ride in before it gets too hot. I think right now it's about 75, so it should be perfect. Feels really nice this morning. Said it's about 75 degrees. Of course it's already real humid, but right now that actually feels nice. Anyway, I'll ride up here, get on a Forest Service road, and take about a 20-mile ride or so round trip. Got some new luggage on my bike, so I'm going to check that out. Got it loaded up all the way as if I were doing a 3-day trip pretty much, so we'll test that out and kind of see how it performs. But so far I'm really loving this luggage system. We'll take a look at that here in just a bit. Even the deer know to be out this time of the day where it's nice and cool. So I busted up their little party. Alright, so this is my track here. Been on many times, but it's a good little Forest Service road for testing. And here's where the pavement ends. So we've had a little rain the last few days, but this road's well ridden. So anyway, it'll be a good little test based on what I see on the Smoky Mountain 500. This is going to be you know, really similar trail here. You can see it's a little greasy. And of course a little muddy this morning. Used to be a giant mud hole here. Looks like they fixed it, so that's nice. Anyway, we're just going to ride here and enjoy this cool morning and test out my new luggage here, which we'll look at a little closer here in a bit. They really worked on the road a lot. This is normally really ruddy through here, but it is really slick and greasy. So I'm just gonna putt along here, not trying to get myself hurt or tear up anything. So, but you can see they did a lot of it's like they brought in quite a bit of chert. The first section's usually really got some deep ruts. But anyway, that's good for the luggage. It's alright. This is gonna be fun when it's dry. Anyway, this luggage really liking it. So this will be a good test ride for it. Yeah, this stuff's definitely greasy and That's the way I like to describe mud like this, greasy. Anyway, we'll continue on up the mountain here and see how the luggage holds up here. I got it strapped on good and tight, loaded down, so here we go. Well, you definitely don't want to go off down there. Anyway, I'm through most of that repair work there. I'm glad they did that. It's really nice. It's like they really did some good work on the trail here, or Forest Service Road, if you will. But most of that repair work they did at the beginning was much needed, so whoever did that, I appreciate it, that's for sure. Plus they put a bunch of runoff, I don't know what you call those things, you see them in Australia a lot, those big humps in the road. But that's going to be fun. It's what I call a target rich environment if you're on a fun little motorcycle here. Alright, here's our first turn, so we'll go through here and uh-oh, well, we may have to go somewhere else. Road's closed here. Let's see what it says here. Road temporarily closed for maintenance. Okay, well, we're going to abide by the law here. It's too bad, but maybe we can still go up to the fire towers the same direction here where we're just going. So we'll continue on here. Well, anyway, slight change of plans here. Ooh, man, this is slick. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Of course, the cameras never show how steep something is, but this is steep and greasy here. Back tire spinning. This is really muddy, deep and muddy. Said I'm sure somebody was going to be laughing, but this is really deep and nasty. As you can see, they worked on improving this too. We just had a good heavy rain last night. So this is really greasy and squirrely. I'm having to put along here in first gear like the old man that I am. Woo! See if we can get out of that stuff. Here's another little secondary trail. Kind of single track. We'll just try this. Be a little simpler than that Forest Service Road. We're basically at the top of the mountain now, so like I said, unfortunately these cameras don't really show the incline that well. That was pretty steep and pretty greasy. I was in first gear trying not to spin the back tire. So anyway, we'll ride this single track here. Still getting daylight, but it's the way we want it. Oh yeah. Big spider web. Better go around him. I don't want him crawling in my helmet. That would not be fun. But anyway, old squirrels up early this morning. It's a nice morning to ride though through the green tunnel here. So we're pretty much paralleling that Forest Service road that was shut down. This is a little single track or hiking trail that runs along the top of the ridge here. Oh, big reds. I see him peeping up over the top of the ridge over there. So the cool weather is not going to last much longer. See, this is the real deal single track here. Right on the edge of the mountain. Definitely don't want to fall off to the left here. Might be painful. It's quite a drop over there. Kind of having a hard time seeing. It's so humid. My goggles are even starting to fog up with my visor up. I have to take these guys off here in a minute. Goggles got to come off here. Whew. Too fogged up. I'm blind. Alright, well, goggles are off, so I can see now. It's actually pretty tough riding a motorcycle on single track with only about 80% of your vision. It's already just so humid. But anyway, we're making out pretty good. I think any hikers that come through here later can thank me. I think I've cleaned out 15 or 20 huge spider webs across the trail. So hopefully a spider don't crawl inside my helmet while I'm in the middle of something here. Might cause a crash. But anyway, we're continuing on here. Like I said, really this is a test for my equipment, my new luggage that's on the bike. So once I get to a good spot here and it's, you know, fully daylight, we'll check that out. But I haven't stopped or tightened anything or done anything to it, so we'll see how it's holding up. Ooh. See how it's holding up here. But still, it's a great Saturday morning. Woke up feeling great about 6 o'clock, and I said, hey, this is the time to do it right here before it gets hot. So anyway, we'll get out here to a good open spot when it's a little more light and check out everything. This is a nice, fun little single track. It's also a rock garden. These wet, mossy rocks like to kick the front tire out, so you got to be ready for that, of course. There's one. Just tractoring through. Pretty dangerous little spot here. Doesn't look that steep, but this moss makes everything like super greasy. Good workout this morning. I didn't turn the camera on until near the end, but it's a pretty good little rock garden section there, but it was extremely greasy. That moss is just super slick because it's still damp. And another spider web. Must be 20, 25 so far. Of course, I don't know if anybody will be hiking in this weather, because it's hot and humid. All right. Well, I think we made it. Should be close to the road here, right out here, and look at these utilities, cell phone towers and whatnot. Got a lot of spider webs on my back. Hadn't been out here in a while, 6 months or so. Definitely time for a water break. There's quite a bit of tractor in there. Still feels good though when you get to about 20-25 miles an hour. We'll get on down to the highway here. Looks like they may have graded this also at some point. It's a little smoother than normal. But man, what a nice ride this morning. And the best part about it, no falls. You know, I'll be 52 soon, so it's always good to ride and not fall. Hope I didn't speak too soon, but always a good time when you can do that. Plus I got this new luggage on, so a little bit of extra weight on the back end that I'm not used to, or that I don't typically use on this bike. So but yeah, it's a good ride. Just a little rut action here. Squeeze through the gate here. Yeah, they definitely did some grading here. I guess they must have started on this end and then went to the other side. This looks a little more packed down. Still see some dozer tracks. But yeah, we're fixing to pop out here on the highway. And make our journey home. And we'll check out the luggage. All right, we made it to the highway. So had to clean off like 15,000 spider webs. Still got a few, but it's a good ride this morning. Get a little highway miles here now. Make sure everything's still balanced out. Feels like air conditioning now. Yeah, it's a beautiful morning. Fun morning. Good time to take a little ride before the heat comes in. But really enjoyed that. Like I said, cleaned out some good spider webs anyway. So let's get back to the house and take a look at this luggage setup I got here. Back from my ride here. So this is my new luggage setup here, Nomad Moto. And as you can see, this is the Strzelecki edition. So this is the 65 liter. So you have 20 and 20 and 25. And so what I really wanted to do was just test that out. Really just going to do a far service ride. But they didn't really turn out that way. You saw there in the video. But I really wanted to test these out. They are fully loaded for the Smoky Mountain 500 or 3-day ride. So here I got tools, a double Nalgene of water, some straps, some other little miscellaneous stuff. You want all your weight to be low and forward of the rear axle. So you can see the rear axle here. Everything is in front of it. This side is my cook kit, clothes, toiletries, which is the lighter side. This is all the bounce that you really got here, which is very minimal. This is the heavier side, tools and whatnot's in here. But the reason you do that, of course, you want all your weight or your heavier stuff opposite the exhaust. Just kind of helps keep the bike leveled up. The top here is just my Grand Trunk down hammock and my tarp. And that's basically it. So lightest stuff goes on top. The interesting thing, of course, I've tightened all this up. You can see how tight it still is. I just tucked these straps away here. But I didn't tighten anything up on the ride. I just fixed everything before I left the house. I wanted to kind of see just exactly how it would hold up. And it's pretty obvious nothing loosened up. Everything is still banjo string tight, as they would say. I pull these clips, tighten these till they were about even with this screw on my APX rack, and you can see they're still there. So everything stayed nice and tight. I mean, just listen to that. So anyway, I'm really pleased with this setup. You can see I can push the whole bike with this. Got this in this week, and took about an hour putting it on the bike and kind of doing a little fine tuning, but that hour was really just me kind of being picky. Of course, I'm running a Nelson rig tank bag, which I already had, but let me tell you, I'm just really excited and pleased. This whole kit comes off so easy. You just basically, I got the extra webbing just kind of finagle through here, but you basically just loosen these clips and remove them, and then remove these two, which come down from the Rackless system and then up to here and tighten. So you just undo these two and these back two, and the whole system just comes right off. So if you were staying in a hotel, motel, and you know, didn't want to leave all your stuff out in the parking lot, it just comes off so easy. So really pleased and happy with this. Again, this is the Nomad Moto Strzelecki, hope I'm saying that right, Strzelecki, or Strzelecki, as you were, edition, 65 liter. So, well, now Big Red's coming out in full force, so it's time to wash the bike and put it back up, and maybe eat a little breakfast and climb on my other bike down here and do some bush hogging, get some work done. So anyway, guys, questions or comments about this system, just hit me up in the comment section down below. I'll do my best to answer. So hope everybody has a good weekend. morning, everybody. How is everybody this morning? How is everybody? Yeah, good morning. Alright, y'all go do donkey stuff. Keep my pasture mowed down.